Well, good morning. Hello, and welcome back to our One Heart, One Earth Global Healing Celebration. And we are here with the amazing and lovely Julie Hoyle. Welcome back, Julie.
Thank you. I'm so thrilled to be here, as always. I just love it. And I'm just so grateful for what you've accomplished this year, Lisa. It's really incredible, really absolutely phenomenal. And I would love to dive in and to start from that place, because there's something really profound that I would love to share. So yesterday evening, I was contemplating, just how much you have created and how much your platforms, plural, have grown in the last year. And I went to bed with that thought and just a really deep feeling of gratitude in my heart for being part of it. And then I had a lucid dream. And for those people that know me know that I've been a lucid dreamer since childhood. And a lucid dream is where you wake up and realize this is a dream and I'm dreaming. And in the dream, I was in this really big city and I was running all over the place, identifying and gathering people together to form a community and to form a group of light. And I was doing that pretty much the whole night. And toward just prior to waking up, and what the way I was doing it, let me just, this is important. The way I was doing it was I was repeating to myself silently, Bhagavan Nityananda, Nityananda Bhagavan. And those of you that know me know that it was Nityananda that gave me Shaktipat or awakening way back in 1989. So I was repeating that mantra inside my heart and inside my mind. And just prior to coming out of the dream, Nityananda appeared. And he was speaking specifically to what I was doing in the dream and what you have created, Lisa, and what we've all created collaboratively. And what he said to me was really profound. He said, I want to bring people to life. I want them to know they are seen, and you are playing your part in that. And I immediately understood what he was speaking to, because, if you recall, and I've said this a few times, when you first reached out to me last March about, coming onto the live stream, I was like, oh, I don't know, I'm too busy, can I do this? But the first thing I did was go to my altar space, my puja, and ask, should I do this? And the answer was, yes, we need your help. And, out of that, if you look at, how much this community has grown and how much it's flourished and how much it's expanded. And I knew that, from the very beginning, actually, after the first kind of live stream event that we did, I knew intuitively who to connect you with, to bring together, to grow the community. And obviously you had your own people that you were bringing in as well. So we are all doing our part. We're all playing our part to come together to grow the community, so that we're creating this safe space where people can, enter, be part of the community, be able to share their own experiences of awakening, and where they feel seen, they feel heard, they can have these kinds of conversations. And in turn, when someone sees you and you grow into that understanding within yourself of who you are, then in turn, you're able to see others. So it's this seeing, you're being seen yourself, because in order for you to be, you have to be seen, right? You have to see someone that embodies the qualities that you know are within you. You need a form, right, to connect in with that which is formless. And in turn, then you're able to create that space for other people so that they feel seen and they feel heard. And this is really what this community and the Ajatakasa community is all about. It's about seeing others and being seen. And it's just incredibly beautiful and incredibly powerful. And I am just really grateful to be a part of it. And I keep saying thank you, and I hope that doesn't get old.
No, it does not get old. And I'm so grateful for you, and what you're sharing is so amazing and points directly to what landed in me when I was building the app. I knew I needed to do it, and I took the risk and did it. As it was an investment on time and energy and money and all those things. But as I was building it, that's what landed in me, was this moment where I was like, oh my gosh, we're all going to be seen and heard. There's no, in my head, it was like the business side, no algorithms, right? There's no things, managing who sees what, but it's so much deeper. It's like we all see each other, hear each other, we can share our messages, and there's actual connection and conversation, and we understand each other. It's so profound. So I love that you had that dream, and it's so exactly what has happened.
Yes. And when Nityananda said, I want to bring everyone to life, he was really speaking to, showing people to stand behind what they've always known to be true and to own it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then, I think part of the difficulty, and I had this conversation with Cairo earlier today, actually, that, there was this feeling that we have so much in terms of what we've been given. And there's this desire to share, because you want to share when you've had an awakening. The call to action in order to say thank you to the one who's awakened you really is to serve, and to serve humanity.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not so easy to find sort of ways, or to find platforms to be able to do that. And what you've created is an incredible way to share and to have these important conversations, and to let people know that they're not alone, and that they can ask questions, and that there are people there who not only see them and hear them, but they will engage with them. Because, as you and I said, it's easy to, you can have an awakening or some sort of shift or something, and then you go to a bookstore and you read a book. I read Carolyn Meese's book, which was wonderful. I forget the title of it now. But I certainly couldn't go back, when I read it back then, I certainly couldn't, send her an email and get an answer, or go on to sort of a platform and have a conversation with her, which is really what you've created here, and which is what you've created on the Ajatakasa app. You've created this very intimate space where people feel seen and heard, and they can have conversations, live conversations with people that have had these incredible shifts and openings, and proof. They are the embodiment and the proof that God exists, and realization is possible in this lifetime, and it's not 10 lifetimes away. And this is what this is all about, which is what Nityananda was saying. I want to bring people to life. I want them to know that they are seen, and you are playing your part in this. And he's not just speaking to me as this form, he's speaking to us all.
Mm.
And this is what this is really all about.
Mm.
And what a gift.
It's a huge gift. And it's interesting because Scott, my husband, today was reading one of the awakening stories that was shared in the app overnight. And he said, I think I really get it. He's like, we're not alone. And he said, all the people who are writing and sharing, he's like, thought they were alone. And
Yes.
he's like, they're not. He's like, I understand. And I was like, yes, like that is it. Like we aren't by ourselves. And I think we've said all weekend in multiple conversations that awakening can be so lonely. And that was really, Julie, like back in March a year ago when I wrote you and I was like, we have to go online and do something. I just really felt this like overwhelming sense of like, I will not let all of these people who are going to wake up during this profound time do this by themselves. It is too hard. And it's difficult to discern the right teachers and to find the right people. And I never would have guessed a year from now it would look like this, but I am so grateful you said yes to me and that we like just jumped on and figured it out along the way because we've come a long way from being live on Zoom.
Yeah, yes. Look, and the other thing is we've had conversations in the Agita Casa community this week about the pain around not feeling seen, and this was my primary pain, when I was born into this world and feeling like I wasn't seen in my family and I had no one to talk to. And it was really painful and very isolating. And this is really the primary pain that we come in with when we are kind of mystical at heart and we don't have anybody in our family that can see us. And of course, our parents can relate, and they will see and speak to, and if they're good people, and kind-hearted and all of that, they will speak to your personality. They'll speak to your characteristics. They'll speak to the fact maybe that you enjoy sport, you're creative, and all of those things. And of course, that's part and parcel of it. But it's not the truth of who you are. It's not the full measure of who you are, because who you are, your primary nature, is prior to the story. It's prior to your title and your name and the ideas and the beliefs that you're conditioned to believe represent who you are. And the point is that parents cannot relate to a child unless they've had some kind of awakening for themselves and they know that who they are is source itself, or the absolute awareness itself, or whatever term you want to give to the mystery of that. So certainly in my case, and I'm sure it was probably in your case too, when you're born into families where there's not that understanding and there's not that kind of communication, it's terribly painful and it's really lonely. And I really believe what the yogis say, that when you've had some kind of awakening in a former lifetime and then you're born into a new incarnation, the imprint is burned into your heart. The remembrance of God is burned into your heart. So you from the day you're born, you're looking for someone that can reflect that kind of same awareness and same love and remembrance back to you. And it is difficult. I think it's easier now, but certainly when in the year I was born and from that point forward, it was not so easy. So to have so many people who are in this community and in the Agita Casa community who've had their own awakening, and maybe coming from a different viewpoint or perspective with respect to belief systems, it doesn't matter. Awakening is awakening. But the main thing is being able to see other, the idea of other, or the kind of illusion of other as the same self, as the same oneness, as source itself, is an incredible gift. An incredible gift. And of course, when you're seeing through those eyes, then you're helping others to awaken. You're bringing that gift to those who come into your space. And just as a little anecdote, I shared on the Agita Casa app that yesterday I was involved in what was called the $1 Million Project, where these very, very wealthy businessmen, this conglomerate, businessmen got together, and they've donated $1 million to pay for the schooling of 10 students from grade 10 through grade 12, and it will be for 3 years at a really nice a really nice private school here on the island. So yesterday I was involved. I was leading the art challenge. There's 4 challenges. There was art, there was environmental, marine studies, and business. So I was dealing with this art challenge. So I had 2 groups, one in the morning, one in the afternoon, and the things that those students were saying, and these are kids from really poor families, they don't have much. So it's a big dream of theirs to be able to get a scholarship and to be able to go to a private school with beautiful surroundings, beautiful facilities, and so on and so forth. And I cannot tell you how many of those students were making comments like, I just so love it in here. I want to live here. And I know that what this particular student was speaking to was here, as in being in this space of feeling seen and recognized, and feeling that within her own being. I want to live here. I want to stay here because of the energy in the room. And someone else said, this is the happiest I've been. I'm so happy. She said, I can't stop smiling. Somebody else said, oh, this just feels so good, Miss J, this feels so good. What is this? There's something about this place. And it's the energy of awakening, and it's that space of seeing and receiving and welcoming students in, and they were like 12, 13, 14 years old. But they understood it very well. They felt at home there, and they didn't want to leave. And they were saying these, in their own childlike way, they were speaking to the feeling one has when one is seen and heard and recognized and welcomed into that space. And there's nothing better, in my view.
Mm-hmm. I love you so much, Julie. Do you want to share with everybody? This is not enough time, by the way. I feel like I could talk to you much longer than this. But do you want to share with everyone how they can find you, and what, if there's anything upcoming you want to share that you have going on?
Right now I kind of like I'm in a bit of a resting mode. I'm in between a few things, but you can find me certainly on Instagram at Julie Hoyle Official. You can find me on my YouTube channel, which is Julie Hoyle. And of course, I'm on Agita Casa, and there's a lot of content here on the Buddhist Biohacker platform. So there's a lot right there.
There is. Thank you so much, Julie. I'm so grateful for you for so many things, and I love you so much. And we'll see you soon. Julie's here with us on Buddhist Biohacker. She's one of our featured guests. You guys will be able to find her show here, and you can also join her group in Agita Casa, which is Awake Now What. So thank you so much, Julie. I love you, and have a great day. We'll be back, you guys, with Cheryl Cremines, the Colorado herbalist.
Yay.
Bye.